want to treat variance of ungroup data. Variance of ungroup data. That's variance and standard deviation. So we are going to treat the variance of ungroup data before we go for the other one. Now, let's go. Let's go to the board. Now, let's just talk about it briefly. The variance is an average. That's just the definition. It is the average, okay, of the square deviation for each value in a group of given data. Variance is symbolically written as S square or theta square. You see it written there. So for finding the variance, okay, this is how to find it. Okay, this is how to find it. Now we'll talk about variance and standard deviation. Okay. Now variance is written this way. Variance is written this way. S square, that's bracket open and close, S square, which is equal to summation or sum of value of variables minus arithmetic mean square. Okay. Now where this, we are familiar with this summation, where this symbol is called summation. All you need in all these things is you just substitute where it needs for expansion. You just expand them, substitute them with figures. All those symbols, you just substitute them with figures that are given to you in your questions. Okay, that's all you need. You get the whole thing, and it's very simple. Don't go your own way. Obey the rules of mathematics. Then this is the numbers or values is equals to individual value in a set. That's what now here arithmetic means. This is what the arithmetic means. Arithmetic mean of deviation. Okay, of deviation. Okay. Now n here is called the number of observation. Number of the observation. Okay. Therefore, find the variance. Find the variance. Okay. Now, standard deviation is equals to S is equals to square root summation into number minus arithmetic mean square all over the total number. Then, e.g., you have to calculate the variance and standard deviation. Let's do one example now. Standard deviation, let's say about 6, 7, 8, 5, and 9. Therefore, first step, you do them in steps. First step, you have to write all these things down. First step, what you do is x, that's the numbers, is equal to what number? We have 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 5 plus 9 all over 5. You already know how we get the 5. You already know it. You just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the number. Now it's equal to, it gives us 35 over 5, which is equal to, x is equal to 7 if you multiply, if you cancel them. Okay? You get 7. Now, let's go. That's the first step. The second step, you are going to write in your paper. Look for a rough sheet because of time and instead of wasting your time. Now, second step, write it down, please. Write it down. You are through with the first step. You can go back and watch the video later of the first. Now, second step, what you need to do is to, you equal to say x, just bracket, open and close. You have x. Okay, you have x minus the mean deviation. That's x mean deviation, bracket close. Is equal to 6 minus 7, comma 7 minus 7, comma 8 minus 7, comma. That's from your number to 5 minus 7, comma 9 minus 7, which is equal to 0, 1. If you do the calculation very well, it gives you 0, 1, comma 0. Because if you see 6 minus 7, what you give? It give you 0, 1. Okay, that's it. Okay, it's a very simple calculation. Okay, so now 7 minus 7 will give you 0. 8 minus 7 is give you 1. 0 1 simply means minus 1 because you are owing. Let me put in a very plain language. You have 6 naira and you are owing 7 naira. So if you multiply that, you are still owing. That gives 0 1. That's why it comes like that. So you get it like that. So 7 you get that comma 6 minus 7 comma then 7 minus 7 comma 8 minus 7 comma and so on and so forth. Now which is equal to 0 1 for the first one. That's 6 minus 7. Then comma 0 which is 7 minus 7. You have 0. You have nothing. Then 8 minus 7 you give you 1. Then 5 minus this you give you minus 2. Okay. You are having 5 naira. You are owing 7 naira. So you are still owing 2 naira. Then 9 minus 7 will give you 2. That is the second step. The third step now, write it. The third step, now you square the individual deviation. That's what our introduction told us. Okay, when we were trying to substitute or trying to look into what we were about to do, right? Okay, the third step now is that you now come, you say it's equals to minus, square it, that's minus 1, that's bracket open and close, minus 1 square, 0 bracket open and close, 0 square inside you write square. Okay, then another one minus 2 square, minus 3 minus 2 again. No, 2. This is 2. The other one is minus 2 square. The other one is 2 square. Try to put the bracket in all the inside bracket square, which is equal to 1 0. If you do all those squares, you have 1 2 1 0 1 4 4. Those are the square. Now step 4. You add up all the square deviations. What are the square deviations you have? Equals to 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 4 plus 4, which is equal to 10. That's the square deviation. Now, step 5. Okay? Now, you get the variance by calculating the arithmetic of the sum of the square deviation. That is 10 in step 4. Which means variance is equal to, write it down. Variance is equal to 10 over 5, which is equal to 2. Variance, therefore, is 2. You write it down. Now, standard deviation is the square root of the variance standard deviation, which is equal to variance is equal to square root, just square root is 2. Okay? Just square root it. Standard deviation, which is SD, is equal to 1.4. If you square root it, it gives you 1.4. That's just it. Okay? These are on group data. Okay? Now, let's look at the group data variance. Let's look at the group data own. Right now, the variance of group data. Let's look at it. Now, write down. Write variance. Write it. Are you writing it? Variance under square under the distance bracket close and open bracket open and close. Write S square inside. The square should be inside with the S, not outside the square the bracket. Okay, it should be inside, which is equals to sum of frequency. Okay, bracket X minus that's numbers or values or variables or data minus that's X. Both values or variance minus arithmetic mean all over sum of the frequencies. Okay, that is variance SD. That's the SD. That's the variance. That's of the group data. Variance of the group data. That's how you do when you go back to where you want to do that one. You check all the figures that were given, the values that were given to you. Now that is variance. Now standard deviation will be equal to square root. Get it right. Square root of summation of frequency, bracket, close, X minus, that's X, that's the number, that's X, that's the symbol, X minus the arithmetic mean square, all over summation of frequency. Okay, that is just this thing. Okay, now let's put it like this in a table. Draw your table, please. Draw your table. You can go back and watch it. Draw your table. Just about 2 rows. You have marks, number of students. 2 rows. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns. Now you draw. Now under marks, in the columns, marks you have that student of. Let's look at this. This table. Name it. Table below is the scores of a student in English test. In one of the government schools in Kogi State. Okay? Then let's find A. Always look at the question before you answer. we are going to the table right now. That's what I said. These are questions. A, let's find the variance. B, we are going to find the standard deviation. I've told you about the variance, the formula of the variance and standard deviation of group data. That's what I've just said now. So you go back and watch that of what I've just said about variance and group and standard deviation. Now we are going to apply that rule now. Now, draw your table. 2 rows, mark number of students in frequency. Okay. Now in columns, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, under at the front of the marks, we have 4. Table, you can name it as table 1-1 or table 1-4. Table 1-4 scores of students in English language, in the English test. Put it down on top. You must name it. It must be named. Okay. Now, marks, you have 4, you have 6, you have 3, you have 5, you have 7, you have 8. Draw it again. Draw your table. Just about 2 rows and about 7 columns or so. Name it. Marks, at the front of marks, you have 4. I'm waiting. 6. I'm waiting. 3. I'm waiting. 5. All this in order to correct because we are going to apply it to the rules of the variance and the standard deviation. 5. Then 7. Okay. Then 8. The last one. Now, number of students. We have 8. That in frequencies. How many times? When you make the frequency, how many times did those figures appear? Okay. Simultaneously or randomly, if you like it. Now, number of students, frequency 8 under 4. It appears 8 times. 6, they appear 3 times. 3 appear 10 times. 5 appear 8 times. That's frequencies. 7 appears 7 times. Why 8? The last one appears 7 times. Now, let's see the solution. Now, step 1. Let's go to step 1 now. You have to draw a table. Okay, draw a table. Okay, to take care of all the values in the variance and standard deviation. Let's see it now. Now, draw another table now. Draw another table. We have about 1, 2, 3. Apart from the heading, you have, okay, including the heading. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Draw 8 rows. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. Now let's go. You can write your table. Table 2, I think, table 1 something. It depends on what you have written before. Just table 2 something or 210 or 110 or something. Scores of students in English language test and other variables. Name this table like that. Okay? This is another table. Now, because we are going to apply the formula. Now, look under marks. You under the headings, right? Marks, mark in variables. That's bracket close and open. X inside. The frequency F. Okay? Then frequency times the number Fx. Then you have the next one is X minus, that is X, the variable or the values, minus the arithmetic mean. Then the next is divided by X, that's the values, minus arithmetic mean square. That's X minus arithmetic mean square. Okay. Then another is frequency into X, that's divided by frequency of variable or values minus arithmetic mean square. Now, under mark X, which is the variables, okay, then you have 4, you have 6, you have 3, you have 5, you have 7, you have 8. Okay. Now, under frequency, you have 8, you have 4, you have 10, you have 8, you have 5, you have 5. Under frequency X, that is frequency times the number. You have, that's Fx. Under you have 32, you have 24, you have 30, you have 40, you have 35, you have 40. Now okay, the total of the frequency rather before Fx is sum of frequency is equal to 40. All that is the calculation. If you sum it, that's summation. That's the sum of the frequency is 40. If you calculate 8 plus 4 plus 10 plus 8 plus 5 plus 5, it gives 40. That's summation. That's what you go by the rules. You said summation. That's frequency. That's what the frequency. That the summation of frequency is equal to 40. Now, based on our own our formula here, the Fx here is summation of frequency times the value, which is equal to 200, and which means the frequency, you multiply this frequency by the value. What is the value? The value is the 4, 6, 3, 5, 7, 8. If you multiply them one by one, it gives you 200, 201. Then, under value, in your table, under value math, under that's variance or values or figures, minus arithmetic mean minus 1, 1, minus 2, 0, 2, 3. Then I will talk about x man under this x minus arithmetic mean square. It gives you 1, 1, 4, 0, 4, 9. Okay. Now the frequency, if you multiply it, that's it. Frequency divided by the values of the number minus arithmetic mean square. It gives you under you have 8, 4, 40, 0, 20, 45. Then the total thing. Go to the total. The total gives you summation of frequency divided by the variance of values minus arithmetic mean square, which is going to give you 107. Now, this is the application. Okay. Now we are going to apply it right now, which is arithmetic mean is equals to summation. This is how it's summation. Write it. This is another one. Now this is you are still continuing it. Okay. Now I want you to write it in as if we are writing on the board because of the space and time. That arithmetic mean here is equals to summation of frequency. That's for summation. Sum of fx all over sum f, which is equal to arithmetic mean is equal to 210. We have made the calculation already under our fx. 210 all over 40, which is equal to 2.025. X therefore is 5 because if you round it up to 5 figure after 0, you know it. You round it to 1, it's only 5. 5 from 5 is accepted. So x, therefore, the number is now 5. Now, second step, you calculate the variance, which you are talking about. The variance, therefore, is summation, or sum f divided by x minus arithmetic mean square, which all over summation of frequency, which is as you now come and slash it down. Now, you say summation of divided by x minus x square is equal to 117 from the column 3 of the table. You have to see it. 1, 2, 3. That's what we have there. That's where we get our this thing. Okay. Now if you go to sum of the summation of frequency is equal to 40 from the column 2 of table. Column 2 of table. That's 40. Okay. Now therefore variance is about 107 all over 40. Variance is equal to 2.925. The third step now, we are going to go to deviation. Okay, deviation. That third step is standard deviation, which is now s is equal to square root of summation f divided by x minus arithmetic mean square, which is equal to sum of x, which is equal to 2.925. If you do arithmetic square, if you do that, which is equal to 1.7. That is all for us on our standard deviation, okay, on our variance and standard deviation. That concludes it for us. Thank you. You're welcome.